Your clients aren't quitting because they're lazy. They're quitting because of 3 psychology gaps that nobody has ever told you. And once you see them, you'll never be able to unsee them. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 psychology gaps that almost every trainer has. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because they don't teach you this stuff in certification programs. By the end, you'll understand exactly what's happening with your clients and how to use them. Now let's get into it. I'm Alisha, and I spent 18 years in the Army, and I flew Blackhawk helicopters. I've seen firsthand what made people push through and what made people quit. Then I went to Harvard for grad school and studied psychology. And I realized personal trainers are dealing with complex human psychology every day. But nobody showed you how to use this for your benefit. And well, that's what I'm here for. Number 1, your clients are motivated differently than you are. When I was at Harvard, I was in a study group, like 5 of us doing psychology projects. And there was this one lady, super smart, always crushing it. And she would work till 2 o'clock in the morning, just going deep into a project. And she would say that what we had to do was completely block out all distractions and just dive deep into the work. And I thought that was awesome because she was clearly crushing it. And when she was giving us that advice, she genuinely thought she was being helpful. But one guy in our group had 3 kids and he couldn't do deep work at 2 o'clock in the morning. He worked in like 20-minute chunks of time between all of the chaos. And every time she would say something like, you just have to block out all the distractions, he felt like he was doing school all wrong and that maybe he wasn't cut out for the program. He almost quit. Not because he couldn't do the work, but because he thought that he was failing because he wasn't doing it the way other people were doing it. It just didn't suit him. Here's the thing. You're disciplined, you love the process, and you push through discomfort. So naturally, you coach with that language. You say things like, just push through, stay consistent, it gets easier. And you're not wrong, it works for some people, but most of your clients aren't wired like you. They're motivated by different things, like emotion, identity, connection, and environment. When you say, just push through, and you think you're being encouraging, unfortunately, what they're hearing is,
this is supposed to be hard forever, and you're weak for struggling.
Oof. But now you know. No worries. The whole point is for us to improve here. Instead of asking, did you get that workout done? Try asking this instead. What made it easier or harder for you to show up this week? Their answer to that question will tell you exactly what's driving their behavior. All right, well, that's number 1. Now let's get into number 2. All right, number 2. Clients experience setbacks differently than you. After I left the military, I started snowboarding because, well, I thought it was cool. So one day I've been working on this jump and I fall. Again. I'm frustrated and I kind of sit down off to the side. This woman, a super experienced snowboarder, comes up to me and says, oh, falling is part of it. You'll get it next time. And honestly, I know she meant well. But all I heard was, it should be easy and you're failing. I didn't even want to go back up for the rest of the day. For her, falling was just data. I'm sure she'd fallen like thousands of times. But for me, falling meant I wasn't cut out for this. If she said something like, yeah, that jump's brutal. People fall a dozen times before they send it. This happens to everyone. I would have immediately gone right back up and tried to do it all over again. So here's what's happening with your clients. When they miss a session, you think, no big deal, let's just reschedule. But they're thinking, I already failed. This just proves that I can't stick with anything. You see a minor blip in the plan, but they see evidence that they're just not cut out for this. Your coaching like these setbacks are no big deal, but your clients keep feeling like failures. All right, so what's the solution here? In your first session, before they ever miss a workout, say this. You're gonna miss workouts. Everyone does. Life happens. When it does, we're not starting over, we're just continuing. Missing a workout doesn't mean you're failing, just means you're human. You're closing that gap before it opens. One trainer started doing this and retention went up 40%. Not because clients stopped missing workouts. It's because the clients stopped feeling shame when they did. And shame is what makes people quit. All right, gap number 1 was different motivation styles. Gap number 2, how clients experience setbacks. Now here's a third thing that will change everything once you see it. Number 3, I can't stress this one enough. Honestly, this one is like the one. It's the difference between goals and identity. All right, I had a friend who wanted to run a half marathon for whatever reason. She's not a runner. She hated running. She was never a runner, but she got it in her mind that she wanted to run this half marathon. So she started training, got a training program, stuck to it, kept training, did the half marathon, crushed it actually. And then at the end, had the Instagram pose with her holding the medal, all proud of herself. But then I talked to her like 2 weeks after the half. I was like, hey, how's training going? You crushed the half marathon. How's the training going? And she was like, I haven't ran. I was like, what do you mean you haven't run? It's like, oh yeah, I did the half. I'm done. What are you talking about? You're done. She's like, yeah, I did it. I realized she was training for the finish line. And once she reached it, there was no reason for her to keep going. Becoming a runner wasn't part of her identity. She was just running to accomplish a task or a goal. If someone would have helped her see herself as a runner versus as somebody who is just training for a run, she'd still be running today. Because identity is something that is core to us, and we try to make sure that our actions are in line with our identity. And so if we see ourselves as a runner, we will make sure that our actions are in line with that identity, and identities are strong. Here's what's happening with your clients. You set outcome goals like lose 15 pounds or get a certain body mass index because that's what the cert programs teach you. And well, that's what your clients are kind of wanting from you. But these goals work until they don't, because goals are finish lines and finish lines end. Client hits the goal, I'm finished, I'm done. Client doesn't hit the goal, I failed, I'm done. Either way, you're losing the client. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you're not utilizing psychology appropriately and utilizing identity instead of just goal setting. So here's the shift. Stop focusing on outcomes and start focusing on identity. Instead of let's get you to 150 pounds, try let's get you to be somebody who trains 3 times a week. Instead of saying this requires you to be consistent, start saying you are consistent. You've shown up for 3 weeks in a row, and that's what consistent people do. Listen, one trainer, stop talking about pounds altogether and focus on you're becoming somebody who prioritizes their health. Guess what? That client lost 30 pounds and kept it off. Not because she hit the goal, but because she became a completely different person. She was now identifying as somebody who was fit, somebody who would go to the gym. And that identity, that's what keeps them around. Now you know how to utilize identity with your clients. All right, here are the 3 psychological gaps you no longer have in your training business. 1, your clients are motivated differently than you are. Ask them what made it easier or harder for them to show up. 2, clients experience setbacks as failures. Normalize them before they happen. 3, the most important, goals are finish lines. Build identity instead. Identity is the strongest thing we have. Here's the thing. These 3 gaps are costing you clients and money every month. But now that you're aware of them, you can build upon them. Next week, I'm breaking down the 1 question that will reveal if your clients are going to stay with you for 3 weeks or 3 years. I'm Alisha, former Army Blackhawk helicopter pilot and Harvard Psych grad. I'm here to help you use psychology so that you can keep the clients you already have. See you in the next video and keep crushing it. Peace.